ladies and gentlemen, Vampire YGO here again with a Mystic Mine deck profile. This is going to be an update from the Burn profile that I had made, I would say, some months back, and it's been a while since I've messed with this deck. I pretty much made it obviously just for fun, just because I had most of the cards, and I know someone that wanted to get back into the game that was in love with Burn decks back in the day, and they didn't really care if this was a troll deck or a card that people shunned, but yeah, obviously it's just for fun. But I do agree with the fact that Mystic Mine should be banned, if not at least limited to a copy of one. But the deck in a whole, even before when Metaverse was at 3, was pretty intense for you know, one card to make it like that. But yeah, let's get right into it. We got, different from the original profile that I would say that I had, I think I only had Lilith. We have 3 Planet Pathfinder, obviously, because we want to get to the Mystic Mine as fast as possible. It's a very similar effect to the Lilith, just not a quick effect. It's your normal summon, and obviously you don't want to leave a monster on board, so you tribute this card, and then you can add 1 field spell from your deck to your hand. So it's more of like if you get stuck going first, or if you want to attempt to maybe bait something going second as well. But just to increase your chances, obviously, it's just a monster form terraforming, and then we want 3 of it. This is what I would say that you would want to go second more often in this deck, just hoping that you just get the Mystic Mine or something to get it. But yeah, and you have 3 Lilith, just like before. Quick effects, tribute herself, and then you get to basically choose 3 different trap cards, and then your opponent chooses 1 to set. And the rest go back to the deck. 3 of her. Another way to, again, she doesn't stay on the board. And then we go into these spells. This one will be a quicker profile just because most people already know what a lot of these cards do. But obviously, 3 Mystic Mine. Still one of the craziest cards in the game. It's crazy that it's been out for like pretty much like a year and a half now. I would say Dark Neostorm, I think, came out, if I'm not mistaken, like April of last year. May. But yeah, obviously 3 Mystic Mine. And then you have the search, you have at least the terraforming, and if just in case you go first, the 2 Demise of the Land. I know a lot of people run 3, but I do like it better at 2. So I guess it is, you do prefer to go second more, but it can go first, obviously, getting this and then getting like the Metaverse or terraforming or the Planet Pathfinder. Just hoping that you can play through the traps of the, you know, Ash, things like that. It's got a lot of searchability in this deck, draw power. Obviously, if you play the most expensive version of it, you will need extras, but thank God there are reprints now. So you want 3 extras, because obviously you don't use the extra deck for anything in this. Just get the 2 of. And then the other partner in crime to that one, because you can use the duality the same turn that you use the extravagance, because it's not considered the draw. But yeah, so 3 duality as well, just to increase the chance. And then again, if I had 3 of these, I would play 3, but 2 tactics talents, again, just for, I mean, depending on whether you're going first or second, you can do multiple things with it, but you're usually probably going to want to go with the draw. And then when this was a 3-2, this was pretty intense. The 1 card of Demise. And then you're going to want 2 Cauldron of the Old Man. I think 2 is a good number. Some people run 3 or 1. I think 2 is just a more consistently that you'll see it. But yeah, it's pretty much you activate it and then you get 1 counter on it per turn. And then you get to activate the effect per how many counters are on. You can either do 300 life points to your opponent or gain 500 for yourself there. But I usually go with the burn, because obviously this is a burn variant. It can get pretty annoying for them. This deck is pretty crazy when it comes to the traps. You can end them without even getting Mystic Mine. It's definitely possible to just set enough and then, you know, do burn damage on their very first turn and end them. We're going to have the 1 Metaverse for the search. And then we have the 3 protection cards, the 3 Dark Bribe. You can also run the Solemn Judgments in this deck as well, but I'd say this would be more for side for me. Yeah, Dark Bribes, you need protection for it. And then choose some of the burn package, 3 Just Desserts. I mean, 500 for each monster that your opponent controls. not bad at all. And they can have, I mean, there's times where they can have 6, so imagine the damage, or if you have 2 of these, or if you have a trap trick on one, plus some other stuff. Like I said, there's times where you could just completely end your opponent with the amount of burn that you have. 3 Secret Barrel, does 200 for each card that your opponent has, so including their hand, field, those two essentially, they do 200 damage for each one there, so you can let their hands build up if you're stalling more. Obviously not stalling on purpose, but stalling or defending, so. You have the 3 Secret Blast, does 300 for each card they have on the field, so including any of their spells and traps, and then any monster on the board. They're all trap trickable, so that's one of the good parts about it, is you can choose what you don't have, and you can also use Lilith for them. The 2 Ojama Trio, because you do want to try to get something on their board if you're trying to, if they're trying to play around you, just in general, and getting the more bodies on board to do the burn damage to them as well. And then obviously this one has its effect where it does 300 if they're destroyed as well. And you put 3 Ojama tokens on your opponent's board. And then last for the deck, we have the 2 Trap Trick, which you can also boost to 3, but I think 2 is a good number with the amount of draw power that you have in there compared to the traps that you do want to see, because you usually want to see the other traps first, but this will just help you get to extra burn stuff here. And it's cool because I have won a decent amount of games just by having the Trap Trick, where they have just enough life points to pretty much have me in my turn after top decking only a Trap Trick and then getting what you need to finish them off. But yeah, Trap Trick can take us to almost every single trap, if I'm not mistaken, besides the Metaverse and the Dark Bribe. So yeah, you can even do the Ojama Trio, and then Lilith can also do the Ojama Trio as well if you're trying to get that out. But yeah, this is my Mystic Mine burn deck. It's pretty intense. I suggest check it out if you're into Mystic Mine, but obviously most people will probably just shun you and kick you out. So I hope you guys enjoyed the profile. Appreciate your likes, subscribes, dislikes. If anybody does dislike, please give me the feedback below and let me know why. I appreciate everyone's time, and thank you for all the continued support as well that I've gotten on the previous videos. Everyone have a good night.